Hello, beautiful. It's Jo again, and I am back to talk about Fasting Life 2022, week 3. And I can say I am in a currently successful week. Yay! I have not had the highest activity levels, no proper workouts, but I still have had good motivational days. Every day except for one was over 10,000 steps. There were 16,000 steps day. It wasn't a lethargic week except for one low-key day where I finally caught up a little rest. But other than that, I actually, got up and got moving and pop, pop, pop. I have also had a successful alternate day fasting week. Finally, yes, I'm on the right track again. My head's back in the right headspace. My body is cooperating. Yeah, buddy. They are not quite as long of an alternate day fast as I traditionally do. Now, what I mean by that is that normally I would stop eating by, say, 6 o'clock in the evening, and I wouldn't eat again until more like 11 or something the next. So I was getting 40 to 45 hour fasts on the regular. Now, with my new job, I have been enjoying having a coffee in the morning while getting ready for work on food days. I have discovered that I cannot have that coffee on a fasting day, even though it is technically okay and fasting appropriate. But I still need the creamer in it. I'd still prefer a little sugar in it. And but drinking that at all, even if I could get it down black, just starts my digestive juices in a way that sets me up wrong for a fasting day. So I do better fully clean. Nothing but water, water, and water. Nothing else. My vitamins and water. That's it. But that means I am starting my food days around 6 a.m. with a coffee. And then I'm now working until a little after 5, which means I have to come home, walk Gizmo before it gets dark, and after he's been home all day alone. And so we walk the neighborhood. I get another half mile at least that way alone. And then I come in and get settled and start figuring out dinner for him and me. And so by the time I actually legit stop eating, it's usually a solid 7 o'clock, which means I am fasting from 7 p.m. all through the next day, all the way up until the next morning around 6 a.m. when I start getting coffee. Which means I'm getting about a 35-hour fast, which is still a solid alternate day. 36 would make me hair happier, but I want that coffee. So I'm having the coffee. And it's just hard to finish up any earlier than 7 for sure. I try not to eat after 7, but if something happens that throw me back, it's going to happen. If my schedule is such that I'm running behind, it might happen. Not stressing it to the minute like that. I am also considering getting out and ready to maybe start walking to work in the morning, which would actually get me home a little bit later too. But the summer solstice is past. The days are starting to get a hair longer and a hair longer and a hair longer. So, and my work is only a half a mile away. So, and it's chilly, but as long as it's not inclement and snowy or crappy or muddy and raining, I walk that far to walk Gizmo often. So it's a very walkable distance, and there's enough daylight in the evenings now that I can actually get back even walking and have enough time to walk him. But it might set my dinner back a half hour. So that is in the works, in the consideration. So I have also been trying with my transition back to alternate day fasting, which, like I said, has been successful the last few days. I mentioned, I think previously, that I've been in a very salad mood. I don't really care about salad normally, and if it's a matter of making the salad, I'm not gonna do it. It's a pain in my butt. But those pre-made salad bowls are more readily available at the moment. The little mom and pop grocery store I go to often didn't have those, but they've been carrying them more often. And so I've been able to have salads regularly. So almost every day for the last 2 months, 6 weeks at least of it, I've been having salad when I get my lunch break. I am finding I like a little something extra with it than just the salad, like some chicken nuggets. So, like, I bought some Banquet chicken nuggets, and just here's an example of my last few food days. I mean, the last 2 food days were almost identical. So, here's an overview. I had my morning vitamins, which included my caffeine pill, when I woke up. And then I got my coffee brewing and started getting dressed and ready and letting Gizmo outside and everything. Then I drank my coffee, usually that including 2 creamers and 2 sugars. I need to actually put a measuring spoon so I actually know how much I'm using, because heaping spoon is probably 2 teaspoons. Because, I mean, it's not a giant spoon, but it's a spoon, and it's piled. So 2 sugars, 2 creamers, might be a little bit more than that in cream because those are heaping too. And the coffee itself is 0 or super low calorie. I have very much been enjoying a salted caramel flavored coffee pod, but it's not like a latte, so there's not like already pre-sugared in it. Then I get to work, and then if the morning allows, if we have a few minutes left after we do all our main morning stuff, I have a breakfast bowl. I've been enjoying, it's a Craven brand. I couldn't tell you exactly which store carries that, but it's the Meat Lover's Breakfast Bowl, and here's a picture of the box. And that is like 300 or thereabout calories, and I might squeeze in another cup of coffee if I'm feeling myself. So then I'm on a pretty good energetic high for most of the day. Then at lunchtime, it's a salad. Like the last couple of days, it's been the avocado ranch chicken salad from Dole. And then a couple of chicken strips or a couple of chicken nuggets. Like the bar across the street sells like snack foods, and their chicken strips are decent. So 3 good sized chicken strips. Or today I bought those Banquet nuggets, which is like 5 nuggets was a portion, so that's all I did. And water, and maybe some cherry tomatoes. And then dinner time I come home and I had a spaghetti substitute pasta bowl. So I'm using the Hearts of Palm from Palmini, and regular ragu, super chunky mushroom, and ground beef. No bread, no real pasta, minimal carbs. You know, the nuggets and things have breading and stuff, but I have a hard time cutting carbs officially. I'm not doing keto, but I am trying to lessen my carb situation, in part because those carbs turn to sugar. The sugar makes you hungrier the next day because you're not burning fat, you're burning glucose. It's a thing the way I understand it. But basically, the more carbs I eat, the hungrier it will cause me to feel the next day. And that is primarily why I've been attempting to dial back my carbs. Which means, like the other day when I was going to make some pasta, I have every intention of making regular pasta, and I bought a loaf of bread so I could make some garlic toast, and I talked myself out of it. I still had a couple of cans of the Palmini linguine noodles in there in the pantry, and I set the bread aside, and I did the Hearts of Palm noodles instead, and I was happy. I was satisfied. They taste good. I enjoy them. They're a little crunchier, a little al dente feeling, but not in a way that I don't find it unpleasant. And that's really it. If I have any sweets and snacky, it may happen, but I get the sugar in the coffee. And beyond that, I'm trying to portion control much more without feeling denied. If I want a sweet, I'm going to have a sweet. But I'm landing in the neighborhood of, I think it was something like 1,400 calories to 1,600 calories on a given day lately. If I just eat till I'm satisfied and stop. And doing that is largely why I did not gain ridiculous amount over the winter this year and over the holiday season like I have last year when I just lost control of myself. I am attempting to turn honey buns and Mountain Dew back off in my brain. I have not had any of those in a few days, and I'm doing my darndest to resist the purchase of said items because that's a lot of calories, that's a lot of sugar, that's a lot of carbs, which just make me feel hungrier when it comes time to fast. Now, I do have some pictures from today. I got this new dress recently, but I hadn't worn it yet because my little midriff pudge looked a little less than flattering in this particular cut. So I had held off on wearing it until I got a waspy. If you're not familiar with what that means, it is basically a midriff girdle. So it just goes from under the boob to over the hip a little bit, and it's just for tummy tightening area and just to make your curve a little smoother because I don't like the midriff pudge. I started fighting that a lot more significantly when I hit my mid-30s. That was never I always had the belly. I always had the lower belly. But the midriff pudge annoys me and I don't like it. It's one of the things that annoys me. I am a vintage girl. I don't have a problem wearing a girdle. So I have a picture of me in the dress. And this is what I look like without the waspy. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's a little snug. It can bind a little bit at the back. You got to get the right size. This is my first time wearing this one, and for the most part, it was pretty comfortable. I was ready to come out of it by the end of the day, but I wasn't uncomfortable. I wasn't miserable. I felt pretty. So, I mean, you can't be afraid of doing what you need to do to make yourself feel better. And I have not weighed myself lately. Now that I'm back on my alternate day, I will probably weigh myself soon. But it's been a couple of weeks since I weighed myself, I think. I don't expect anything significant in any direction because, let's face it, told you this before, I do not lose weight with fasting, and I do not lose weight with working out. I lose weight if I do both. And since I haven't been working out, it was kind of pointless. Mostly when I'm weighing myself during those kind of times, it's to see how bad it got. I don't think it's bad, so I'll get there when I get there, when it's convenient. That, I think, it sums up the week. It's been multiple proper alternate day fasts, which were successful with a considerably lower carb total for the average day when I do eat, and less sugar and more well-rounded meals. And I have been happy about it. I feel like I can call this week a success. And I think that I will let you go now. You have a beautiful day. Please do like, subscribe, comment, notification bell. Do the things if you care what's happening with me. I know that mine are a little bit odd compared to a lot of the YouTube videos out there because I don't script it. I occasionally make a note to try to hit specific bullet points, but I don't script it. I just talk. It's more of a diary than it is a vlog in some ways, I guess. So if you like that, cool, come back, check it out, see what's going on. And in the meantime, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the flip side.